Another stream. Alright, sorry for the late stream. Well, whatever you guys well, it's late for me. Anyone who logs in now, but yeah, it's got, out there doing some yard work. So finish that, and hang out with the family, do some IT work. Family and friends, usually their personal IT guy. I finally get on this game, get some streams up, get some streams going. But before the night ends, I definitely want to get back to that Octopath. So, but I'll try to go as long as I can. Wait a minute, let me check the audio, make sure we good. Mic check, mic check. I think we good. Yeah, just a little delay. Yeah, we good. We live. All right, let's go. So where we left off. Dang, where we left off? I don't forgot. Hold on, let me get back. So we saw. I think the last one we saw was a barber, probably. Yeah, from the Tales in the Crypt little thing. So without further ado, let's continue. I think I came in here to look to check something before I logged out, but ain't nothing much in here. This is I think this is Milton's room, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. Let me see if there's a thing on the door or anything. Don't quote me on that, but I think
wonder
there's
if that
nothing.
comic was right about there being a key inside the music box near the basement.
Hint telling you to go downstairs. Nah, I'm glad it told me to. I don't plumb forgot. So let's go to the basement. Basement key. Oh, here it is. While I do that. Alright, let's go. Turn. Hold on a second, there's a blender in my background. Hold on. At least not hold on, I'm gonna mute. I still think that's a really good melody. Saving. Let's listen to it a little bit. Oh, it keeps on going. Okay, cool. I was thinking about the last time I heard. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. I'm just kidding. Yo, what's good? What's good? Hold on, let me check the. Oh man, that's so bright. 1 second. Yo, what's going on, Black? Yo, man, I'm a YouTuber, bro. I'm just kidding. Putting in some streams, man. I got fans out there to be looking forward to this stuff. Still my thing, brother. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button. Hold on a second. Sorry about that family aggro. Yeah, my mom's phone was completely full, but the micro SD card was empty. And she has one of those phones or those old OSs, Android OSs, where you can't move apps to the internal, and it's really old looking. It's not a Samsung, it's like a blue or no, an LG, some old LG.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Alright, we got here. This is Sven. What's going on in Sven's world? It's a Sven's world. My basement does not look like this. I ain't trying to lose a finger. Wait, I passed something. I must have passed something on the way down here. No, guess not. What? E-League playing Overwatch matches? What is E-League?
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Find out what packages. Which one? This is a dead end, isn't it? Yep. You gotta go this way.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
This is the way to go.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
So did you get into tonight, Black?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Gotcha.
If there's a pattern in all these stories...
It's like a fallout shelter or something down here.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
First aid kit. Toilet. My TV's too bright. Why is my TV so bright? Something's messed up my settings. My TV's going bad. What's this? Walter, 1952-2005. Oh yeah, you gotta finish that Luke Cage, brother. It is dope. Yeah, the second season especially is better than the first. These are some things people do, like put up like an outside background when they downstairs or something, or in a shelter. I know what I need to click on. I'm just looking around for a second. Let me click on it.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
What?
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
I don't know if I can sit here for no damn 30 years.
Having a schedule, living for today.
Well, maybe if I had my Xbox, I could be down for 30 years.
I always expected to be
and someone
dead
slipped me a
tomorrow.
new one.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
So yes, 12 o'clock every day, just...
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just...
Wow, 2005
stopped.
now.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years.
No rumbling.
I'm done waiting.
Yeah, let's go.
I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Greetings from Brazil. Oh, so people like his family and stuff would they purposely put that damn chair there so I can't go that way. Man, whatever. Oh, can I get over it? Nope. I can zoom in though. Nope. Can I zoom? Nope, can't zoom. So Brazil, Russia, Thailand, India, France, China. Is that Rio or Mexico? I can't tell. In Spain. Oh. I gotta go down here. This place to store books. I used to anyway.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly.
Yeah, the family curse.
And Calvin.
Pork chunks. Man, you could live down here forever. Sweetie crisps. Peanut butter. I don't know what that's a jiggly something. Oh, that's what he threw everything. There's the garbage. Let's go down.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
So, Black, if you don't know, this game is about a girl who's gone back to her old family home, and they have like a family curse. So everyone in her family dies at some point, whether it be from a couple years old of being a kid to an adult to an older person. And when they die, whatever room they had in the house, they lock it up, seal it up, no one ever enters again, and they make another room for whoever's born, and that's their new room or something like that. So this house is like this big branching house all over the place. It's kind of crazy. And since she went back, what she's doing is reading
Whatever's
the diaries and the memories
I
of,
want you to
like,
know, I'm ready
for
for
relatives.
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Facts.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Train tracks. Basically, the train was late, and
I don't know if I should even be writing
track,
this.
he's dead. Wow.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
That's the house up there. We were underground for a minute and we're going back up, I guess.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Probably going the wrong way, but whatever. The town out there. Oh, let me get back on path. Alright. Sorry, I'm just exploring a little bit. My wonderful, beautiful wife just brought me a healthy smoothie. Ah, tastes healthy. And green with a hint of strawberry. What's the totem pole all about? It's weird. Maybe some kind of proximity lights? Do they have proximity lights? This makes sense. Well, I mean, I know they have proximity lights, but these don't look like proximity lights. So how is it sensing that I'm nearby? Is what I'm trying to think. Sorry guys, there's no run buttons. You guys gotta take it all in.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Back. Oh, so this is the other side of the the garage that came through earlier. Guess I'll go this way.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
A prepared one.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Oliver, Bob, Barry. Oh, those symbols: a fish, a cat, a rabbit, a dog.
3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
My wife had a gerbil, or gerbil once called
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Jovi for Bon Jovi. She was a Jovi. She probably still is a Bon Jovi fan. Calvin, Sven. Did we see how Sven died? I don't remember watching how Sven died. I know I went inside. I know we went in the basement. I didn't see much about it though. Let me check the diary. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about Sven. I see the name there, but nothing much more about it. Okay. Maybe I missed something.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
I'm looking for a telescope. If you guys see a telescope, please let me know. I don't see any telescopes. Oh, no telescopes here. Oh, what's over here? Oh, there's two different paths.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Son Gus Gregory Finch. Well, I guess I'll go up, then I'll come right back. I guess I gotta go down that way anyway. I don't know what's at the end, and...
She could see it poking out of the
there's a
water at low
telescope.
tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
What am I supposed to be looking for? I missed something. No, I don't think I missed anything.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Sanjay Kumar. So they mentioned Sanjay here too.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Well, no death date, you're right. Well, that's just the date he disappeared, though. But not on the stone itself. Makes sense. Looks like it would do the same thing.
There's so many things I wish I could ask
Maybe
my
he got
mom
out?
now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Well, that's a baby bump. Oh, you better not fall. Oh, that's the swing. Get out. Oh, there.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
like 33.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Oh.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
I'm taking a picture of.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving. Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious.
Wait, who's Dawn? Oh, there's. Oh, wow.
Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that
Oh,
was a
that's the
great trip.
twin. Calvin.
Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
See anything
We found an
crazy.
old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
I don't see anything.
Give me a minute to check the map.
I don't see anything.
Let's see. Maybe.
I like the music
Was
though.
it? Could have been. waste any more film on me, kiddo.
Help me out here, guys. What am I missing? Well, I officially don't know what I'm shooting for. Put the camera down? No. Just gotta enjoy the music while they tell me how I figure this out. Oh no, I'm lost. Game's broke. Do something, come on. I'm trying to look through the window to see if I see anything. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for. Alright, if I don't find something soon, I have to end the stream or restart something. I'm missing something or something's glitched. I mean, it is a game, it should happen. But damn, it's annoying as hell. Oh!
Dad!
How long as shit has that been there?
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
Dad,
Let me get behind you.
do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Wow. Huh. That's where he went.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
So I came that way. I guess I'll go this way. No, go back.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Baby's room. That's not cool. So go back, turn around. Gus, oh Don. Gregory. That's a cool skateboard. Whoa, whoa, I'm reading that. Come on now.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
I like the music. I think it's a nutcracker. Could be wrong. It sounds like it though.
Got timed over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Oh, that's me moving the frog, by the way.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
I can't get the last one. That's not Nutcracker, that's something else. Anyway, I give up.
It sure made him happy.
Okay, the last letter. There you go. Now what?
Silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Oh, that's not cool.
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory.
Wow.
About everything.
So they weren't paying attention.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I don't even know how I feel about that one, to be honest with you. Well, I do know how I feel, I just kind of don't want to talk about it.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. I can't imagine what it was like for her to lose 2 sons after she'd already lost 2 brothers. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh, okay.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
How did I completely walk past this?
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now
remembered.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Yeah, buddy.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
What happened?
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
So he was like 13 or so. Yeah. Makes me think who else I missed. Just walking past and even looking. Oh, let's go up. Back up.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Go down.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
St. Louis rules. Guess they were getting homeschooled.
But it didn't last. beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
That's pretty good, actually, right there.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
He did it, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I used to make stuff like that when I was a kid. Like use the end of my book to make like
I was
stick
4 when
figures and
Milton
make them run
disappeared.
and jump around in circles and stuff. I just didn't look at that. What did it say? Oh, Milton Painter.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Oh, the door's sealed though.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh, I can't go that way. Yeah, what a door. Oh. So I'm just exploring.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
Hey, achievement.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
About the Mary Jane. One of those exercise ball thingies. Nope. Gaming PC. Oh yeah. Was it? What, the 820s, 840s? Yeah, buddy. Wireless mine. What you saying?
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh, you gotta use like the right thumbstick to do the fish, and the left thumbstick to move the guy.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats and toads. And things that have not names.
I see what you mean. After a while, if you're doing this, after a while, you start focusing on the guy, but you move the hand.
But he took it very seriously.
Without even thinking.
I had hoped he'd find himself.
Cut his hand off.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Hope. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished.
Where are the girls you want mine?
He held an election
Oh,
for
the
mayor,
Mary Jane is my actual.
and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows.
Rainbow. It's a double rainbow.
He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh shit. Fish of power. Oh wow, you notice that you're seeing less and less of the fish stuff, and
But he was so proud of
where you're
having
putting
created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
so the fish that's in real life is less relevant, I guess.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know.
I can see the pattern. Let your eyes gotta focus, guys. See a pattern. Trying to let your eyes go out of focus, but I don't really see anything.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
What's he doing?
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Go, Lewis, go, Lewis. Hey, my subjects, yeah.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
With my beautiful princess.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Looks like a gallows, dude. Don't do it.
And the rest I think you know.
Yeah.
Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
He was like, 22? Alright guys, I'm gonna call it here for a night. I think one more session might probably wrap this one up. Let me look at the book. Yeah, I think I filled in most of them. I don't know where Sanjay and Sven fit in. Maybe they really don't. They don't have dates next to them. But I think most of it's already in. But, it seems like I'm almost over. Oh, let's see how much. I'll see if I can keep it. It looks like it's almost done.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now was to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
I like the lighting effect.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine!
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
No. Yeah,
After
definitely.
that, we moved around a lot.
I definitely do like the way the developer did this game. The art direction is really good. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch the first stream for sure. It's a really good story. It's almost over, that's why I said definitely go back and watch the first stream.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it.
I think y'all know what that is.
I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Alright guys, that's the, well guys, stick around for this one, a couple of minutes, I didn't realize I was going to end that much sooner. Definitely a good game, good stories, just short stories, a lot of them. It's a very somber type game, but it really makes you think about family and life and how precious it is, and just to, you know, take it to really spend time and talk to your family and loved ones, reconnect, you know. Life is short, shorter than you think. And the worst thing is, not the worst thing, at least we don't know when our time is coming. This family, unfortunately, they always knew that they could die pretty quickly at any time because they just had some kind of family curse. Maybe it wasn't a curse, maybe it was just paranoid, I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, that's pretty cool. They're using the real life pictures of the developers and stuff like that. That's kind of cool. Of like what do you call it now? Childhood pictures. I wonder if I still have any of mine. I'm going to ask my mom for it. That's pretty cool though. I like that. I like that they did that. Unless they have it on a rock wall or something. It might be the same wall that we were climbing up or something. I'm gonna let it the credits roll. I won't just cut it off the stream. So enjoy the music. Look at pictures too. Don Gus Gregory. Yeah, it's not a long game, but it's definitely a really good game. Like, I actually bought this one. This wasn't like free or anything with Games with Gold or PlayStation Plus, and I got a little bit of a sale, like $3 or $4 off, maybe $5 at the most. But it's definitely worth a playthrough for me. I thought it was a pretty decent game. I wanted to put it on the stream and share it with you guys because I wanna help like bring a lot of these stories to people because a lot of times they might not realize what the game's about or how good the story is. So, you know. The peaches that the older guy was eating. What's his name? Walter. That reminds me, I got a bunch of pictures. I took my kids to Disney World. I gotta get off of my phone. Because my phone could break at any time and I just lost all those memories, you know. I need to stop doing that. Just keeping pictures in my phone and just back them up and then upload them somewhere and share with other family members. So for the most part, I think this game, the whole time you were playing as Edith while you were pregnant and telling a story to your unborn child. And at the end, she gave birth. But the end was the beginning, because at the beginning you were on a boat reading it, and then you, as you read it, you look through the eyes of Edith going back to that old house. And at the end again, your mom says goodbye because you reached the end of the book, and your what was it? She just says good luck. And you come back and then you say goodbye at her grave. It's kind of sad. It's one of those like good kind of sad. Like it's sometimes it's good to feel sad and not just run away from it, you know. Just allow yourself to be sad, get through it, and then you can move on. I think you hide it, it just makes it worse. Alright, well, again, like I always say, guys, I appreciate you joining me on this stream. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button, and then leave a comment. Tell me what you think of the game. Tell me if you want me to find other narrative type games like this. Detroit definitely has more action if you watch my Detroit stream, but this one is definitely more of a I would say traditional walking sim, like a walking sim than action genre. It's not. It's just something that the media used to. Actually, it's a derogatory term, and I just say I just own it. I say screw it. I like walking sim. Screw you if you don't. And I don't think it's a bad term anyway. I kind of like it. So it's like a walking simulator, a walking sim, where you just kind of move that the strong narrative forward. Not a whole lot of like memorization button clicks or gameplay elements, but just enjoying the story. But if you want something more story based, or you want something more like story and action, you know, like Detroit with quick time events and stuff, just something what you're looking for, I could I'll see what game I know fits that category best and see what I'll stream that. There's a few I haven't played and a few I have played, so I likely will go back to Heavy Rain pretty soon. It was just getting kind of, well, not getting kind of slow. It is a little slow in the beginning, but it definitely picks up as the game goes on. It's just a slow start, so I'll bring that back. and keep that coming. And then probably after that, we'll go back to Beyond Two Souls or anything else that comes up that I think is interesting. I'll start streaming that. I probably won't do stream. I'm a pretty well-rounded enough gamer, I'd say. Like, I do racing games, shooters, you name it, I play it, but I don't really stream those because I don't know, I just don't feel that the point to it. I mean, they're everywhere, you know. But if you want to see that too, let me know. I might, you know, I'll do a request. Beast of the Battlefield though, Choppers for life. Like I said, I'm out. Thanks for joining the stream. Peace.